my channel. So today I'm going to show you a product I bought from Eckersley's Art and Craft Store. They had a end of financial year sale, so I had a look through and I found these Inktense travel palettes. Now I love Inktense colours. They are so deep, as they're actually very similar to a watercolour, but they're actually an ink, so they have a stronger, deeper colour. So when I seen the pan palettes, I thought, well, this may be a cheaper way to get a set of Inktense without spending a lot on pencils for the same reason. So, and pencils always frustrate me as they, for sharpening and stuff, you lose so much. So these are very similar to a watercolour. They you play with them as such, but when they actually dry, they're permanent or nearly fully permanent. So you won't, if any activation does happen, it's very minute from what I have found. So I'm going to grab my Frankville watercolour book. As I found so far, this is probably the better cheap watercolour paper, and I'll do a swatch of both palettes. So in this one we have a great range of colours, including the black, and also in there is a sponge that's to help with you cleaning your brush when you're out and about, and the water brush actually has a seal on it so that you can actually carry the water in when you're travelling, and then you can use it that way. So you can have the option of taking these out and swapping them about. They're all in those little pallets, and that's the size of the actual block that you use for your artwork. So locking all that back in, which is great, which means if I wanted to, I could move similar colours around between the two and have my own different actual palette arrangements. So I'm going to fill this up, this particular water brush, because I'll use this as I'm showing you the product, and so it doesn't take much. I'm using the spray bottle. It's a little bit easier, don't have to get the funnel out to fill this particular little tube up. And as if you've used, of course, with these type of water brushes before, so give it a little squeeze, out comes up, and you just remove some of the water as you're doing it. So I'll just play and do some swatching now. Already you can see how bright that yellow is. It's a lovely colour, and so I'm just going to drag it out a little bit as you would for a watercolour, and just grabbing it and pulling it. And so as you can see, it has that watercolour effect. As it gets lighter, the more water you add to it, the lighter it gets. It spreads and moves quite lovely. So I'll clean the brush in the fashion with the little sponge in between, and there's a little bit of dirt on this particular palette or section, whatever they're called. My brain is not working at the moment. So the orange is gorgeous as well, and I'll just do the same, and I'll just drag this through as well. So far I'm very impressed and very excited about what I can do with this particular product. So I'm just going to speed this up now a little, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. So down to the colour white now. You wouldn't be able to see it very well as it will blend in. It's just probably a little bit clearer there, but it won't be obvious. Now the pencils I was using was the Diane Inktense as well. One was a sketch pencil, which doesn't activate as such with water, and the other was a black, like the black in the paint palette, and the same as the white in the paint palette. So I've actually got pencils in both those colours. So very happy with that. So thank you for watching the swatch. Oh, so now I've got a page ready, and I'm just going to have a little quick play on these colours. So I've decided I'm just going to do a very quick face to see if I can actually use these colours to colour in with skin, etc. I think I can with the colour on the left hand palette, fourth in on the bottom row. I'm pretty sure that will actually be able to be diluted down to actually use as a skin tone. So I'm just going to just very quickly draw a face. I've got this sped up by 2 just so it's not as long, and I'm not really taking a lot of care. I'm just playing and seeing what I can actually do with these particular inks. So I dare say it'll still come out alright, but I'm just having a bit of a play, doing something different. So I've just making a kind of a dopey-eyed lady. I've kind of been experimenting with the way I do eyes at the moment, and been using circles rather than the ovals, so they actually include the eyelid as well. Just having a bit of a play with some of the dynamics of face doing, just seeing if I can find my own style with the way I do it, and it's a bit of fun and just gives me some different ladies as I'm creating. So I'm actually using the Inktense outliner pencil, so it actually doesn't activate as much as the other pencils in the set. So now I'm going to grab this and put it on my palette that I've got here, which is a palette that you use for the gelatos. It came with one of the gelato packs I purchased. So as you can see, this is not a bad tone for skin, and so I'm not being overly careful with it. I'm just having some fun. I actually ended up getting my big watercolour brush out so I could actually spread the colour out a little bit quicker than what I was doing. And as you can see, I still have lines, which doesn't perturb me. It just adds a different dimension to the ladies when they're being drawn. So I'm just going to now put the music back on and enjoy the next few minutes of my play. I'm happy about these particular paints, so I'm going to have some more plays soon. But that's it for me today. Thank you for coming along and having a look at my channel. If you could please like and comment if you've got any input, that would be fantastic. And I will see you next time on Catacania. Bye now.